Hey, Piranha Swimmers and families. Coach Al here, checking in and saying hello to you. Hope things are going well for you guys. It's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now since I checked in with you last, and hopefully we're kind of setting in this routine of what our new normal is and that type of stuff. Been a little challenging here to get to that. My wife has worked at home for the past 10 years and that, so I'm kind of invading her domain of I go away to work and she does her job here at home and that. So the other day I had to have a meeting for work and went into the office to do my video chat with my coworkers. And little did I know she was planning on going in there, and we both had a meeting set up at the same time. And so she kind of chewed me out that I have to sign up, I guess, to be able to use that room and that. So we're each trying to figure out where we can get our work done. And that type of stuff. I'm sure you guys are probably going through that same thing. Where is a good spot for you to maybe get some work done if you need it quiet, or if someone else is trying to get some things done, and just sharing the spaces in your home and that. And I hope those things are working out well for you guys, or you're getting through those glitches and that type of stuff. So I think we've got it worked out now, and who uses what room when for different meetings and getting work done and that type of stuff. For me, work-wise, we're getting back to a little bit more things. School-wise, I'm sure you guys are getting some more online learning things, and so we're working on coordinating that in the district that I work with also. So getting out some things with that. So I'm doing some more video chats with my coworkers and organizing, getting some lessons put together that we're sending out to the students in our district and that. So I hope that's going well for you guys, and you're finding that balance of getting those things done. I know working from home sometimes can be kind of different. School, you're there for a focus. Home is a different environment, and yeah, I know you've maybe done some homework at home, but doing all your learning there can be some challenging days and situations for people, just depending. Your teachers might be presenting things differently to you, and being able to learn that way, because it might be just a sheet that you got a picture of versus that teacher there to be able to ask those questions and that. So hopefully you're getting through those challenges, or finding ways to communicate with your teachers if you've got questions and that type of stuff. Um, One of the things I've been watching some of the videos and looking at the daily emails that Coach Joe's been sending out, and that some real impressive dryland workouts. So I hope you guys are taking some time to do those. It looks like our numbers are up higher and higher of participants in those activities, and responding or sharing some videos or responses on participating with those. So they look great, and I've looked at some of those workouts that Coach David's put together, and he's working you guys pretty hard with some of those things. So I hope you step up to the challenge and you keep working towards keeping yourself in shape during this time and that. One of the videos or things that I watched was enjoy that meditation that Donna put together for us, and that I took some time to go through that, and just to think through just what she had asked in that video of just calming yourself down, thinking of your spaces and that type of stuff. So that kind of brings me up to where I want to talk about today with you guys, and talking a little bit about that mental side of swimming. We've got to be physically in shape, but two, we've got to make sure that we've got a plan in place when we show up to a meet, and we show up to a behind the block to get up there for a race and that type of stuff and that. So I did a lot of visualization when I was a swimmer, and just kind of thinking myself through what I needed to do, having a race strategy and that type of stuff. So maybe there's an opportunity over this time here for us to take some time to build that skill, because it's not something that just happens overnight and that type of stuff. So D1, 2, maybe you guys are just thinking about, what do I need to do when I approach a wall for a turn? What does that turn need to look like? Because it's a little different from freestyle and backstroke than it is to breaststroke and butterfly, or an IM turn and that type of stuff. What are the steps that I need to do? What are the rules that I need to follow with those turns, so that I make sure that I do it right and that type of stuff? I hate to see us show back up when we're back in the pool and we forgot some of those things, and we're having to go back and review those. Hopefully we can keep those things fresh in our mind. And so it's taking that time and maybe shutting your eyes and thinking yourself through those steps, maybe feeling what it feels like, what movements you need to make with your arms and your legs through that turn. Maybe from the perspective of I were getting videotaped, what would I look like, and getting that image in your head, and remembering those steps. For bronze and silver, gold, it might be taking that time to think back to the feedback you got after races this season, in the winter, and what did your coaches talk to you about? This was a good part of your race, and I liked what you did there. This is a part where we need to work on. That's what's going to get us to the next level. That's what's going to help us to make that cut time. That's what's going to help us to drop the time, and that type of stuff in those races and that. So think back to maybe that feedback that you got. And we've got to rethink what we're doing. We can't keep doing the same thing again and again. That's not necessarily going to get us better. That sometimes we have to make sure that we're thinking about making that change, and being intentional with that. So take that time to think through, well, my coach told me I needed to work on my arm speed, and what did that feel like on my first length of a 50 versus on the second length, or 100 or a 200, where we might be getting a little bit more tired, and when we do, how do we keep moving faster? What did my coach talk to me about, and what they were looking for with that? For you guys that are in silver, platinum elite, and elite, we might be getting more specific into a whole race plan and that type of stuff. For myself, I was a distance swimmer. So in high school, it was more mid-distance and a little bit of distance with a 200 and a 500, and that. But I really had to put through my head what I was going to do. When I got into 200 races, a distance swimmer, I swam my 200 very different than a sprinter might have. And so I had to know that the first 75, those sprinters might have had the lead on me. But that didn't mean the race was over and they were going to win that race. That I had to stay with my race plan. And if I would have gone out at the speed that some of those sprinters were going out at, I wouldn't have had the right energy systems ready to go when it was time for me coming at the end of my race to really turn it on and finish it off. So, kind of thinking through that race plan. What does my arm speed need to be like? What does my leg speed need to be like? And I don't care if it's a 50, a 100, a 200, a 500, 1,000, or a mile. We've got to keep those things in mind in those distances, and that. And then how do I change from one stroke to another? What is that transition like, and how do I change that tempo from one stroke to another in that? We need to think about energy systems, especially when we start getting to 200s and above. How should I be feeling? What is my body doing? How is it reacting? And that, how do I push through, those legs just aching and burning like crazy as I get into a longer race, and that. So that it doesn't impact what I'm doing. How do I keep that arm tempo going, and the right energy system in a long 200 breaststroke in that? How should I feel as I go through? Where should I be in my race, maybe compared to some people that I compete against on a regular basis, and know their race strategy might be a little different than mine, but making sure that I stay focused with where I'm going with that. I hope you guys are all doing well, and like I said, is doing some things to keep yourself busy in that. For myself, this past week, we've spent a lot of time just kind of cleaning some things, and that. I spent a lot of time with the paper shredder, just going through some of those papers you should have gotten rid of a long time ago, but just never have. So just kind of cleaning some of those things up. We did some work in our laundry room, reorganizing it, and that. So kind of excited with how that looks at this point in time, and I've gone out and gotten myself some more bike rides. I know I shared with you last time that that's one of the things that I do. I've gotten in about 125 miles since the last time I checked in with you. The exciting thing about that, though, is I've gotten my daughter Caitlin to join me on a couple rides, and my wife joined me today on a ride too. So just spending some time together as a family. So hope everything is well with you guys. Keep taking care of yourselves and the people around you, making sure that you reach out to your friends and to your family, and stay in touch with everybody during this time. Take care.